Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit, and I have with me today Mrs. Tracy Shuchart. Good to see you from Hilltower Resources Advisors. This is your new firm.
Yes, it is. You can catch us on hilltowerresourceadvisors.com.
Wow.
We
Well,
are
tell
up
us.
and
Okay.
running. We have
I,
a free blog that you can sign up and get the free stuff too.
I love the free stuff, and I think everybody here at Trader Summit loves the free stuff too. Tell us a little bit before we even get started talking about what you want to talk about today. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing at Hilltower Resources Advisors.
Right. So we're a boutique natural resource advisory firm, and then we have a retail product, and then we have products catered towards, say, hedge funds and institutional investors as well.
That
So,
is awesome. Awesome. Well, I'm so happy for you, Tracy. I know you and I have been working together for many years, and to see how you've evolved and how you've grown and how, you've now grown into your own firm is super exciting for me. And I know for you, and I'm so happy to see it. So congratulations to you, and welcome back to the Trader Summit.
yes, it's exciting to be back.
It is. It's nice to have you here. So you really wanted to talk about uranium today, and tell us the reasons why you wanted to discuss uranium and why there's interest there.
Right. So the United States is getting very close to banning Russian uranium, of which 14 accounts for 14% of our imports. Now, over the last couple of years, we've seen uranium production in the United States fall at least almost 75%. So
Wow.
we're basically down to nothing. So we have to import it. So if we decide to ban Russian uranium and have secondary sanctions on, say, Kazakhstan, because what happens is that uh, Kazakhstan produces a lot of uranium, but then it goes to Russia for production, right, into something that you can actually buy. And then if those secondary sanctions come into place, that takes another 14% out of the US equation. And so we're going to have to buy it somewhere. And as we have noticed, so does the US, so does the EU, right?
Right.
So that would mean that Europe would be doing probably enacting the same sanctions. In fact, it's already being talked about in their latest sanctions package. So having that off the market, it's not like I'm not suggesting that's not going to sell, but I am suggesting that we're going to have to source that from somewhere else. And I think that there are several companies that will benefit from that, particularly because the United States is not producing any. So, I think initially you want to look at the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. It is a newer product, absolutely. But it actually holds physical uranium in that trust. And so again, if we see a lot of uranium come off the market due to sanctions, I think that they'll do really well. You can
Well,
see it's
that's a super tight consolidation, just speaking from a technical standpoint, and it clearly will let you know on a breakout and which direction it wants to go. And your obviously inclination is going to be that it's going to be moving higher at some point.
I think it's going to be moving higher at some point, but I think, if you were looking into this and, the US and Europe did enact sanctions, I think that this is a really easy chart to put your stop below,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And it's because it's so tight.
Right. And so like your stop here and you're expecting an explosive move. And as a trader, I look at things like this, knowing that where my risk is most important, but a breakout above, like, let's say 1275, then you're adding to your position. And then you whether you're doubling up or tripling up your position, then moving your stops to break even at that point. Cause then you know where your risk is, and you know how to play it to the upside.
Absolutely.
So what
And
is the other chart that we should be looking at?
CCJ or CCJ Kameko is also another one I would look at.
Got it. Oh wait,
That's
it's CC.
Japan.
Sorry. Yep. So there we go. There we go. Okay,
There you go.
CCJ.
It is kind of doing the same thing. It's definitely, consolidating. Once again, this is what uranium does. this is, I'm not going to lie, it's a very difficult market to trade. I'm just saying there are things on the horizon that could actually make this thing move for the first time in a while.
Well, that's, and that's amazing. And the thing about, bringing on somebody like yourself versus bringing on, somebody that's going to just tell us the how should I say, the like kind of weather after it's happened, is forecasting what's going to happen before it happens, and looking at a macro backdrop and saying, hey, these are the reasons why you're going to see a potential move in uranium. And if it does happen, you know exactly where your risk is, and you know where your trigger points are to be on the long side. So looking at this CCJ, I would say that you got the 200-day moving average just sitting right below price right now. So
exactly.
yeah. So, and on what else can you tell us, Tracy, about this move in uranium, and what else that could really propel the move?
I mean, again, uranium is a very difficult trade, and you can see the moves that it makes when you look at these daily charts or these weekly charts. And so really, I think the West is just not going to give up on Russian sanctions and sanctioning. And so again, to me, this is the product that I'm looking at, because it's really in the next sanction. I mean, we've already seen oil sanctions, product sanctions. We've seen some aluminum sanctions. We've seen a lot of other sanctions go. And so again, like I said, this is what catching my eye right now, because it's something that not a lot of people are talking about either, because I don't think they realize really 14%. That's a large percentage when you're not producing anything domestically.
That's a huge percentage. And Tracy, I want to thank you for bringing this to our attention here on the Trader Summit. Really quick, it'd be silly if I let you go without asking your opinions here on crude oil. Crude seems pretty weak. Do you have any viewpoints on crude, because it seems like it can't get its head above $75 now? So what are your thoughts?
I think that has a lot to do with pressures. I think there's a lot of weak data out of China, particularly in the property sector, which is frightening a lot of investment, particularly in China as well. We've seen the Hang Seng, which is the proxy for China. We've seen investors flee that market, and also by proxy flee kind of those commodity sectors. I think also what we're seeing a lot of people taking money out of their mutual funds right now and putting them into money markets. And a lot of that has to do with oil equities, right? They're getting rid of those first. And so I think that, and then there's all the recession fears, obviously. So I think there's a lot of things that are just weighing on the sector as well. Plus, we're seeing a bounce in the dollar a bit. That's always provides headwinds for a lot of commodities. So there's just kind of a big macro environment headwind now, even though the sector has proven, if you look at earnings, right, we're fantastic, blew it out of the water. Sector blew it out of the water. It's just that people are shying away from that right now, because I think people see kind of these headwinds that the Fed has provided. But we've seen the Fed raise rates steeper than I think, like one of the most fastest times in the macro environment, right? And I don't think it's really filtered down into the economy yet. We're starting to see some cracks, but part of the economy is kind of holding up. And I think at this point, we see investors being very scared to kind of be in the markets, unless, of course, you're NVIDIA.
Yeah, right. Exactly. In case you're one of like 4 different stocks. Well, Tracy, I tell you, I love getting your views, and it's been a long time. It's my fault. Can't wait so long this next time around. But tell us again about Hilltower Resources Advisors and how we follow your work specifically.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter at Shy Girl. Hilltower Resource Advisors is on Twitter as well at Hilltower RA. We do have a blog, a weekly blog that you can sign up for free directly to your inbox. And then we do also have products for the retail investor and the institutional investors.
Awesome. I'm so excited to hear about your successes there at Hilltower, and I'm super excited about having you back here. So Tracy, thanks for joining us today, and I'm going to catch up with you by the end of summer this time, promise.
Perfect. Look forward to it. Thank you for having me.
All right, talk to you soon. Hey traders, Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.